guys, welcome on my channel. My name is Marcus and today I'm here with my mate Scooby and we are going to show you how to do the Bel Air. The Bel Air is definitely an interesting but also a very special trick which belongs to the so-called whip tricks. So I'm very glad that Scooby is supporting me in this video because he's really a whip trick specialist. For learning a whip trick it's important to know that you are not using the tension and the pull of the cable like for a normal invert like a rally for example. For this trick you are using the swing and the energy created by switching very fast and aggressive from the heel side to the toe side edge. You should know that whip tricks are not the easiest tricks, so we wouldn't recommend to go for the Bel Air when you are not able to perform basic inverts like a rally or a back roll in advance. Some people having problems with these basic tricks believe that it's easier to go for the Bel Air because they think it's easier and faster to learn, and of course the Bel Air looks very cool and impressive. But the Bel Air is definitely a more demanding trick and it's not the next step when you have just learned the first basics. So please make sure that you already have a good feeling for the board, for the water and the cable itself, and that you are already able to perform basic inverts like a rally and a back roll. It's also very helpful when you are able to perform a nice and clean tantrum over a kicker, because the movement and the rotation of these two tricks are feeling really similar. The right position for the Bel Air is right after a corner. So it's sensible to practice right after the corner before the motor tower or right after the motor tower. But please take care when you practice after the motor tower because it could be extremely dangerous when you're getting too close to the ropes and the elevator. So please make sure that there's enough space between the ropes, the elevator and yourself to avoid an accident in every case. What you can see very often is that many people are doing the Bel Air directly under the motor tower. But for learning the trick and for getting a first feeling you can also use the corner right before the motor tower. Because there it's not more difficult, but it's more safe because there are no ropes or the elevator as mentioned before. Okay, now we are coming to the approach and there are two different ways for the approach. One option is to start edging on the heel side edge and then switching very fast to the toe side edge to release the board from the water. This way is probably the most common answer when you are asking somebody for the Bel Air. But there's another way which you can see very often as well, and that way is to go around the corner with a soft toe side edge by using the swing and the energy of the corner. When you have reached the peak, then you can release the board by adding another short and aggressive toe side cut. We would recommend to practice with the second option because then the approach is more smooth and you will get a good feeling for the movement and the trick itself very fast. For the approach, it's very important that the pressure on the legs is balanced. Maybe you can bring just a bit more pressure on the front foot. Because then it's easier to control the full edge and you will have more power and energy when you want to release the board from the water. It's very helpful to practice that movement just with an ollie in advance. So you will get a good feeling for the approach, for the swing of the corner and most important for the sweet spot where you can release the board from the water. When you want to release the board from the water, it's all about the right technique. No matter which approach you are using, it's important to add another short and aggressive toe side cut at the end of the approach. Make sure that this little cut is not too hectic. It should be more short and aggressive, but also very controlled. Don't try to start a rotation too early, because then you will have less power and swing and then it's way harder to make a clean rotation. We would recommend to release one hand from the handle while doing the approach, because then the release will be easier and controlled. While doing that little toe side cut for the release, you have to bring the front shoulder in front and in direction of the cable. Because then you will be able to get more pressure on the edge of the board, so the release will be more powerful and the upper body is in a good position for doing a nice and clean rotation. When you're at the peak of the approach and you want to release the board from the water, then you should bring the weight a bit more on the back foot like for an ollie. So it's easier to use the swing and the whip and it's easier to release the board from the water in that upright position as you can see here. Of course, for starting a rotation you have to throw your head into the neck, because then the body will follow the movement of your head. The front arm shouldn't be completely straightened because then the rotation will be faster and more controlled. One of the most important things is that the technique for the release should be done in one complete and active movement. So again, start with that little toe side cut, release the backhand from the handle and bring the front shoulder in direction of the cable. To release the board, bring your weight more on the back foot like for an ollie and throw your head into the neck. Please remember, all this has to be done in one complete and active movement. To make a fast and clean rotation, you should bend your knees to get into a compact posture. So the rotation will be faster, and very important, you will have a bit more space for the landing. It's very important to allow the rotation to keep your head in the neck, because then you will see the water very early again, and so you will have a good base for a clean landing. To land your Bel Air, you just have to bring the front shoulder in front and in direction of the cable, and you should bend your knees a bit more for a clean landing. Okay guys, this was the tutorial for the Bel Air. As you saw, very cool and also a very special trick, so thank you very much to my mate Skupin for showing us such a nice and clean Bel Air. I hope you enjoyed the video and it maybe helped you to land your first Bel Air. Feel free to leave us a like or a comment, we would really appreciate. If you don't want to miss the next videos, just subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So, thank you very much for watching and for being with me. Take care. See you in the next videos.